This is Gerardo Del Real with Small Cap Stock Digest. Joining me today is the CEO of Ynvisible Interactive, Mr. Jani-Mikael Kuusisto. Jani-Mikael, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Great talking with you, Gerardo.
I appreciate you taking the time. I know you're in between travels. It's been a busy time for Ynvisible Interactive, so thank you again. I want to start off by talking a bit about Ynvisible and what the company does, because I find it pretty fascinating. Could you give us a brief overview?
Yeah, certainly. Happy to do so. So we're in the field of printed electronics, really in the space of Internet of Things. So what we do is we have developed a technology that allows you to print inks that change color when you apply a small current into these inks. And essentially what our technology allows is you can start to print displays, electronic displays, to all types of Internet of Things items and smart everyday objects. So we live in a world where there's increasingly sensors and chips being embedded into everything. And we essentially then provide the visual interface to what's inside of that chip or that sensor.
Excellent. Now, I understand that a lot of this technology is Ynvisible's, correct? You actually have IP attached to this, correct?
Correct. Our IP is around the inventions that have gone into the printing of these displays, the construct of the displays, and also on some of the material combinations that we use in formulating the inks. Now, in addition to having IP in the form of patents, obviously there are a lot of trade secrets and invading databases of the ink formulations that are used. So not just patents, but also the secret formulas.
Interesting. Now, explain to me how big this market is. What is your target audience?
Well, our target audience is ultimately it's massive. The printing industry on a global level is close to $800 billion annually. It's used everywhere. We run into printed items thousands of times on a daily basis. Now, of course, we're still a young company starting out in this endeavor, but we're introducing our inks, our electrochromic printing to client bases in the label industry, in the healthcare sector, and then to certain premium consumer brands. That's where we're starting the business. And you know, these are already items that the production volumes are oftentimes in the tens of hundreds of millions of units per one single item on an annual basis. So the volumes are, you know, the potential is truly massive.
Now, let's talk about the most recent acquisition, which I know the company is excited about. You've signed a binding LOI, a letter of intent to acquire Consensum Production AB. Can you talk to me a bit about that and why that's important?
Oh yeah, it's very exciting for us. So our company so far has a production line for printing these displays in Portugal, and this is a sheet by sheet process. And this is a type of printing line and equipment that you can find all over the planet. So it's a nice and scalable business. We've proven the printability of these displays in our facilities in significant volumes, and then you can introduce that into multiple other locations. But why the Consensum Production acquisition is important for us is it really accelerates our entry into what is roll-to-roll production. The roll-to-roll production is exciting because that's how the truly high-volume printed products are made. And by bringing those equipment and the team from Consensum into our team really accelerates our entry into these really high-volume products.
So obviously the type of clients that you can target increase in volume by having the capability to do more. Is that accurate?
That's exactly our aim with this acquisition. And particularly, as I mentioned, one of the sectors that we've been focusing on is the label sector, the smart label sector, RFID tags. We have some nice collaborations. We announced earlier in the year that we are working with two label companies on prototyping. In working with them, we have also learned that they really need that roll-to-roll capability for us to better integrate into their products in high volumes. And that's why having this capability in-house accelerates that process. And again, in the roll-to-roll field, what we can do is we can take what we've developed in Sweden and then introduce that into other roll manufacturing sites around the planet.
Tell me a little bit about what the rest of the year looks like in a perfect world for Ynvisible.
In a perfect world, we want to see our prototyping clients advance to a point where they would come and launch the products in markets using our technology. So we've seen this here. There's been a steady growth in the number of clients for whom we are selling these prototyping projects to. We really are excited about the products that are in the pipeline, but these end products are controlled and owned by these brand owners. And in a perfect world, we want to see the first ones come out of the gates and show to the world what we've been developing for them.
Sounds like a sector that has, frankly, unlimited potential, right? Can you talk to me a bit about your market cap and what that looks like right now?
The market cap, we've been trading per share. Recently, we've been in the around the 40-cent range, 35-40 cents. I'm assuming your audience is largely U.S. I was thinking initially in Canadian dollars, which is we've been between 40 and 50 Canadian cents. Our market cap has been steadily growing all this year. It's been a good year in terms of our share price. We obviously aim to accelerate that with this progress of going into high volume and getting our clients out there publicly using our technology.
Excellent. Jani-Mikael, I want to thank you again. I know you're in between flights there, so thanks for sneaking away and sharing the story with us. I know there's a lot of irons in the fire for the company, and I'm looking forward to chatting again as some of those work out for you.
Gerardo, it's great talking with you. Thanks for having me on.
Safe travels, and thanks again.
Thanks, Gerardo. Have a nice summer.